of our weekly Twitter chat, Serpstat chat, which are conducted every Wednesday. Those who attend our webinars know me as Frankie, as it's my nickname at Serpstat. Frankie, it's because I'm a great fan of Frank Sinatra. That's why I chose it. At Serpstat, we all have nicknames. And today I'm happy to introduce my colleague, Yuliia, who at Serpstat, she has a nickname Polar. And she is fantastic. She is our support and education manager. And she's the one who is standing at the front line of all our nice and not very nice queries and questions from our users. So she's our perfect troubleshooter, and she answers all the questions related to how our service functions, what you can do to benefit from it. And that's why she's here today. So welcome, Yuliia. How do you feel?
Hello, Maria. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm very good. And I think that we can start our webinar. I'm glad to see you today. And I want to introduce myself one time more. I'm Education and Support Manager at Serpstat. And my task is to educate and help users. Every day we get a lot of questions from you. And so I collected them and will answer all of them today, and we'll try to speed your process of working with our service. I'll clarify all the obscure points that could slow down and make your work in Serpstat difficult. Let me remind you that Serpstat is a multifunctional SEO platform consisting of 5 different modules, which is 30 tools. Our service is ideal for SEO and Ppc specialists, copywriters, owners of online stores, marketers, and in order not to continue listing, I'll better show you everything in practice. So let's start. I'll share I'll turn my screen share on, and you will see everything. Yes, here is the main page of our service, and we will start from here. So in the search bar, you can enter a domain, a URL, or a page. It's up to you, depending what you need. Today, I'll start with domain analysis. And the next one, we have to select a search base. A common mistake among users is when, for example, a German website is chosen for analysis and the database is selected for Google USA. Be attentive with that, as we have 230 Google databases and we continue to expand it every day. And choosing a wrong one, you may see inaccurate or no information at all. So always check if you entered everything correctly. And I select the appropriate base, let it be Google USA. And we get to overview report. I want to start my analyzing with Walmart.com. This overview report contains all kinds of reports for analyzing your domain. I will not dwell on each metric, but I will talk about some in more detail. So let's start with this one, visibility. It would be useful to monitor its dynamics, and you can compare this indicator only with the most relevant competitors. It shows how visible your domain is in search results. There is no such thing as good or bad visibility. Next, we see estimated organic traffic, which is an approximate indicator that we do not take from Google Analytics or any other service, so we do not recommend comparing it. Very important thing, your domain should be in the search within the top 100 Google, otherwise you can't see the data for your domain. Scrolling down, we see the visibility graph over a year, visibility trend, and a similar graph of traffic dynamics. It showed the average number of traffic per month for the past 12 months. I will dwell a little on the competitors graph. Here it is. Your domain will always be in the upper right corner right here. and the domain that will be closest to yours will be the most relevant. In our case, it is ebay.com. It's placed here. It has the best level of recall and precision among the other competitors. That's why it's the most relevant one. There are a few more reports, but let's move on to a more detailed SEO research keywords. And this is our report. I changed my domain to editors.com and google.com. Here we see the total number of keys by which the domain is shown in top 100 Google. At the moment, we can see here the keyword difficulty. Right now, this matrix is under development, and you can see it a little later. This report will help you understand if you have high-quality keywords. For example, I can help you understand how you can do that. We have to filter our keywords. You can apply filter by selecting let's choose search volume. And for example, greater than or equal to, let it be 10,000. Using the filter, you'll see how many such keys you have and think whether it is worth expanding your semantics with high frequency phrases. Here we go. Now we see all these keywords. You can export this report. We have different formats. It's up to you which you need. And a lot of different metrics which could be very useful for all these keywords. The next one is competitors report. In this report, competitors are selected automatically based on their intersection of your domains and the competitors' semantics. Our users often ask why opposite to the analyzed domain. There are no such metrics as common keywords, missing keywords, and relevance. These indicators are used based on a comparison of the data of your domain and the competitor's domain. That is, for example, how many common keywords, keywords a competitor and your domain have. And naturally, it's impossible to show the number of common phrases for your domain, so it's not any error. It's okay that you don't see these three. If necessary, you can change the list of competitors right here. But you have to be aware that changing that and then updating this page, for example, or getting back here later, this won't be saved as you change it right now. It will always be in this way, like it's automated and you can't just save it forever. And I want to move on to the next report, tree view. And I will tell you a little secret about how you can push your pages to the first positions. So in tree view, we can see all the pages of our analyzed domain and keywords which it's ranging for. So to push your pages to the first positions, we need a filter again. Here we go. And we select position between, let it be from 11 to 20. And now we will see pages that are missing quite a bit to get to the first page of the search engine. Seeing all these pages and the keys by which they are ranked, you will get a clear understanding, for example, which pages, how many keys would be worth adding. Here we go, all these pages. And this is SEO research. I think that with this one we can finish right now. I want to go to Ppc Research. And I would like to compare two different reports, add examples, and ad research. We will start with ad examples. I want to zoom it a little bit for you. Yes. These reports are similar, but their aim is slightly different. In ad examples, you see all the ads that your domain has. Opposite such each ad, we can see that all the keywords which your domain has for this ad. There is a cost per click metric here, CPC. And let's see how this report can be useful for you. For example, you need to estimate the budget to promote your site for the keys already added. And again, you'll need our filter. We have it right here. And we choose CPC not equal to 0. Apply filter. And now we will see report with all the keywords with the cost. Here we have, which will help you correctly distribute your budget. As always, you can export this report and save all the data. I want to remind you that all the data saved, all the saved reports, they're saving in your profile for 60 days. The next one, we're comparing ad examples and ad research. The next one is ad research. I also want to zoom it, yes. The ad research report is slightly similar to the previous one, but each page of your domain and the number of ads that lead to this page are shown here. If you have not used this report before, then I will explain what benefits it can bring. For example, if you are the owner of an online store, of course, it is very important that as many pages as possible are traffic generating, and ads themselves play an essential role in it. To find such pages, we go to the very end of our list. I'll find it. And in the very end of our list, we will see pages which have just one ad. Now we have to wait a little bit. This domain is pretty big, I would say enormous, and we have to wait a little bit longer sometime. Yeah, now we see it. So here are pages, and we see total number of ads, 1. It's just 1, and it doesn't bring a lot of traffic to these pages. Having looked through such pages, you can select those that you would like to work on first. For example, we can choose any of them. Here we go, swimming pools and water slides. It's pretty trendy for our summertime. You can add more ads to this page, and I'm sure that would be very useful for your domain. And I would like to go to the next section. It was domain analysis. Now I want to show you URL analysis. As for the analysis of domain, there is overview report we can see. I want keywords, competitors, URL versus URL, but I want to show you in details missing keywords. We choose, here you have to change it into URL, enter a page which you need, and if you need to change your base. So we see all the missed phrases for which competitors' pages rank in top 10, but this page doesn't. On the right side, there are other URLs of the domain you're analyzing that have this key, but it may be that none of the pages of our domain contains one of the keys. I'll try to, if we have it right here. For example, yes, we have such. Here we have none. So none of the URLs of this domain is ranking for this keyword. And we see this keyword and its volume 90. It's not bad. So in this way, you can just add this keyword to your semantics, which has pretty good volume, I think. In this way, we help you to do a great keyword research. I think I can finish with this report and we get to keyword research. In general, this entire module is ideal for expanding your semantics. We need, of course, we need to enter a key to choose a keyword. Of course, if you need, you have to change your base. I would like to analyze sport. And here we get to overview report. We see two indicators that I would like to clarify to you. Competition and keyword difficulty. Competition and keyword difficulty are similar indicators that show how difficult it will be to compete in ranking with these keys, with this very analyzed key. But competition is used for Ppc and keyword difficulty for an organic search for promotion in the top 10. It's very important. So they're pretty similar, but for a little bit different aims. And an SEO research for keyword research. The next one is keyword selection. I want to change my key. Let it be trip. Also pretty trendy for summertime. And here we will see variations of phrases that contain the analyzed key. In this way, you can expand your core with these keys, or sure, you can export them. And but before exporting, you can filter them and to get that report which you need. And I'll show how you can do that. For example, we can see a lot of misspelled keywords right here, just a huge number. And to filter them, I choose misspelled keywords, don't include. But that is not the end. I also want to get keywords which have volume, let it be 10,000 and more. I press Add Filter and choose End. So here's very important moment. If you want these two filters being applied, you have to choose End. Because if you choose like or, you will get or this one being applied in your report. So I chose End, search volume, and for example, greater than or equal to 10,000, and apply filter. And now I will get a report without misspelled keywords and with very high volume. Now this ready report, you can just export and get all the data you need. And the next one is related keywords. And so what the difference between these two reports, keyword selection and related keywords? In the previous report, the proposed key phrases contain the chosen phrase. In the related keywords, keys are associated semantically with this keyword phrase. That is, they will not necessarily contain our key. What you can do here is make a keyword research also. For example, you have, let's imagine you have an online store and selling clothes, you'd like to know how people look it for. For not wasting your time, you can get keywords right here. And earlier we discussed the competition in Ppc. Here we have competition in Ppc. And let's use it. I do want to get keywords which have low competition level. And what should we do? Of course, we use our filter and we choose competition level. let it be not very high. For example, less or equal to 50. And now you'll get all the keywords which you can add to your domain, and compete for these keywords would be not very, but probably much easier than when it's competition 100 or more. Of course, here we have misspelled keywords. As I showed earlier, you can also add the other filter, misspelled keywords, and get report, which would be, let's spread it very big, and get a report which would be look nicer than it looks right now. The next one is search suggestions. I want to change my key to shopping. And in general, I want to say that this one is one of my favorite reports, as it shows data in real time. That's why I really love it. I can't imagine how a content writer and generally any person who is connected with content can do without search suggestions. Here we see what topics and questions people are currently interested in. And also we can imagine that you're writing an article, and here is your topic connected with shopping. Here I will help you choose the perfect title for your article, which would bring high traffic, and at the same time we'll be able to decide on a specific topic for the article. What do we need to do right now? We have to click only questions in the right upper corner here, and we get to search questions. We have sorted data for all questions words we see it. How, what, do, does, etc. And here we see a diagram that will help select the most popular keys at the moment. In my case, the most popular are how and a little bit less popular what. And here we have all the variations of the keys that this question word contains. You can separately export these keys and at the same time decide on the topic. You can also pay attention to slightly less, in our case it's what, but still popular keyword, and its other keyword variations. In this way, you have different options offered with this report, and why not? You can combine this to choose just different phrases and combine them in your article, in your title, for example, because as you know, title is a pretty important thing for your article, as it also can bring you much higher traffic. Using this report, you will increase the relevance of your article, different texts, and that will just greatly help to work with your content in future. And with keyword research, I want to finish, and the next one is backlink analysis. Most likely you know that we recently updated the index of backlinks. Currently in our database is 1,130,000,000 links. As for me, an impressive number, not bad. A little bit about the module's features. It is impossible to obtain data for the domain that less than 5 other domains refer to, since this is too small an indicator to analyze. So if you have, for example, very young domain, let's wait a little bit, and then you can get all the data which you need. And I remind you that the update period is from 2 weeks to 2 months. And about metrics, I want to start with SDR we have here. SDR indicator shows domain authority and depends on the quantity and quality of sites linking to the analyzed domain. I also want to remind you that if you forget about any metric meaning or kind of that, you can always see such a tooltip with our metrics and just read and not to forget in your future. Also, our team recently added the ability not only to see the number of links from malicious sites, but also to go to this report. In our case, we don't have any backlinks from malicious sites, but if we had, of course, we would go to this report and remove such backlinks from our domain. And the next very interesting report in this module is top pages. I move on to this report. And here are the pages of the analyzed site by the number of backlinks. But since your goal is to improve your site, let's pay attention to those pages whose number of reference domains or pages is not very large. To do this, we also have to apply filter. We choose, for example, referring domains less than, let it be less than, okay, and apply. Now we will get report down with the not very popular pages of this analyzed domain, which you can, yes, here we go. We have all this, you can see reference domains, it's less than 20. And now you can analyze all these pages and possibly select the pages you need to work with its backlinks, what could also improve traffic. Here we have a lot of such pages. And the same you can do with your domain. With backlink analysis, we have also more reports here, but I will not dwell on each of them. I want to go to the next one. It's Rank Tracker. One of the most popular automated tools in our service. And now I will tell you in detail and explain how to correctly configure this tool with the example of frequently asked questions and problems which our users have. So let's start from the important. I want to draw attention to the fact that you can add competitors for tracking. Here we have competitors in top. Having done this, you will have the opportunity to change the tracking for this competitor in the main report, keywords, thereby obtaining a detailed analysis for another domain, and the credits for this won't be charged. As you see, I've already added some of them, like adidas.com and puma.com, so I will be able to track its positions in our main keywords report. And now one of the most important thing which puzzles our users just all the time, our credits. By setting the tracking frequency, add in search regions and key phrases, just plenty of them. Do not forget about your credits. Incorrectly distributing all these points, you will not be able to track the project for months. By monitoring it's like every day and adding a lot of regions and keywords, you will be charged of credits very soon, just in a couple of days. Therefore, be very careful when applying the settings. One of the most popular questions, this is why there was no project update. To begin with, I advise you to check for credits for this tool in your profile. Probably that would help you with all the questions. And don't forget about positions tracking enabled. If you want your project being updated, you don't forget to turn it on, and then you will get all the data you need. I want to move on to search regions. Here you can add as many regions as you need. Search engine, don't forget to select everything that you need. And all the added search regions are appearing right here. I have two of them. if one day you'd like to stop track your keywords for one of these regions, just turn it off right here. That would decrease a number of credits. And turn it on whenever you need. Now you don't have to delete it at all from your report. And the next section is keywords. Here you can add keywords using the suggested keywords function. I'll show, yeah, here it is, which will take the keys from our search analytics. You also have the opportunity to enter keys manually. Here, just write them down or import them from file. Do not forget about our recommendations for files, as here we have it, as the incorrect location of the data inside the file or format will cause an unsuccessful attempt to import. And one more frequent question from users is adding duplicate keys. If you already have a key and you add the same one, but with a different tag, the key will not be duplicated, but it will add a new or another tag. So your the same keyword will have just two different tags. And I want to get to keywords report. We have it here. Keywords report uses sometimes lack visibility. Here we have it. This can be because this indicator is shown only for keys in the top 20. Without such keys, you won't be able to see this metric. And opposite each key phrase, you're able to see this snippet type special elements. This is another not always clear moment, what these special elements mean and why they are of different colors. So let's clear that. If special element is a blue one, that means that a key of your domain is shown in the search engine and for this special element. But if the special element is gray, it means that it is displayed for this key, but not for your domain, but for competitor's one. And some more metrics here, but I want to probably, yes, and I want to show you one more thing. In our keywords report, we have this dynamic. Also, sometimes our users don't see this dynamic. It can be, if it's good, it's a green one. If it's bad, it's a red one. But sometimes our users don't have this dynamic. You cannot, this can happen if you haven't had just one update. If you had one update, can't be any dynamic because we can't compare it with any reports. So you have, like, you can see that I have some of them, and having some different updates, you would be able to see dynamics for all the metrics we have here. With the rank tracker, I think I will finish right now, because today with automated tools, we will talk about just about settings, and the next one is Site Audit. Also, we will look through some settings which we have right here. First of all, you need to enter a name of domain. The first step. It is very important to enter it in this way, like I have nike.com. Writing down a URL that can be a reason of getting only one page analyzed. The audit will be successful only if a domain is entered correctly. Also, to improve the quality of the audit, if it's necessary for you, of course, I advise you to set the next one is credits and speed. I advise you to set the scanning speed to a minimum, like I have, and disable the automatic speed control. And this would in general, this tool would prove the health of your website and will help you to understand which mistakes and technical issues you have for your website and just remove them very fast. I don't know, maybe in the other sections you don't have, as a rule, our users don't have a lot of questions with other sections. But if you have, you always can write us and we will help you. Probably with Site Audit, we will finish. And I will just get back to here. Now you can see me again. For today, I will finish our webinar. We don't have plenty of time, and I didn't mention a lot of tools like clustering and text analytics, some other reports, but we are always glad to answer your questions. Just write us in our support chat, email. It's up to you how it's comfortable. We will be very glad and happy to help you with any questions. For now, we have some questions from our users, and I think I can answer them if you have any. And maybe
Yes, Julia, we have some questions here from the chat. We have a question from several users. We have a question from Jessica, who asks, what filters do we have in Backlink Analysis? So what filters do we use?
I see. In Backlink Analysis, we have a lot of different filters. I can just like explain or show you. I don't know. I can enumerate them. For example, in our active backlinks, I think I can just show it for your better understanding. Yes, here we have our active backlinks, and I need to change my filter. Yes, here we see them. We have link source, external links from page, follow or no follow links, link type, and target page. These filters is for our report active backlinks.
Okay, one more question. Can you explain more what the visibility is and how to interpret that?
In general, this matrix tells you how your domain is visible in search engine. So how, just in few words, how it's visible. It's our internal metric, and it's calculated on the quantity of keywords which your domain have and its positions.
I see. Also, the question, there was a question about use cases of search questions, and I gave Emily the link to the article which we have at the blog, and she can read it also there in detail. So, of course, if Emily, you have any questions after that, you can always ask us, no problem. And also, we will share after webinar ends. I guess tomorrow we will share the recording. You all will receive the recording by email. And so when we share it also on social media channels, we may post some answers to the questions if you don't get any answers today, right now. Also, we have the question, please, can you show how the keywords quality control works? And also, if the database doesn't contain some new keywords, how can we add them? So that's the question.
I'm not sure about keyword quality control. I think I would better clarify this moment with our team just to give you the exact answer. And we will, I think, sharing this webinar record, we will apply this answer for this question.
Yes, okay, okay. Also, we have the question in keyword selection, what does the social domain column show?
It is the additional information for you, which tells that such social domains, which we have like YouTube, what else, Facebook, Twitter, also are ranking for such keywords.
I see. Okay, we have more specific question from Duke, but I think we will have to ask our team, because he asks if it's possible to have the backlink analysis tool consolidate or ignore URL arguments so that domain.com document UTM campaign test is the same as domain.com document. I think it's a more specific question, Duke, and we'll ask our team and we will come back to you with the answer. I guess I'll post when I send the recording of the webinar, I'll also post, guys, some of your questions and the answers to them. I'll include it in this sending so that you could receive your answers by email for sure. So because we just want to give you the whole information and we want to be exact, that's why we wouldn't like to give like general answers. Sometimes we need to consult the team to give deeper answers. So, but you will get your answers for sure. Duke says thank you, and you are welcome, Duke. We are glad you joined us. Emily writes that it's a great webinar. Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Thanks for your questions also. And thank you, Yuliia. She's our fantastic expert, and we are really glad that she made this webinar because lots of our new users asked us about it. And I guess when you receive the recording, you will also have chance to rewatch it. Yes, and maybe if you have any questions, again, you have my email when you receive the recording, you can get back to me. It's not a bot, it's me. So I will get back to you with the answers for sure. I'll consult the team if I need to, and either Yuliia or we will reply to you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yuliia.
Yes, thank you, everybody. We're very happy to set this webinar. I hope that was helpful. I tried to show it from different corners, and with our users always help us because you gave us feedback, and it's very important. If you have any suggestions or questions, just don't be shy and write us. We're always glad to communicate with you. And I think that for today, our webinar is over. I think that we will meet with you again, and thank you again, and have a nice week.